up here as well as a promoter with your fighter, co-promoter with Tyson. What did you take away from his first U.S. promotional experience in U.S. fight? How would you kind of sum that up since that was the last time we saw you?
I thought it was outstanding. You know, Tyson's Tyson. There's not another boxer like it. Certainly I've been involved with in the sport. He's just so colourful. He just captures everybody's love and attention, and he was punch perfect. It was a fantastic performance. Great entrance, but the performance was outstanding, and I was really pleased. And you've got to remember where he's come from in a very short space of time. Was it 14 months ago? You know, he's lost all this weight. He's now training for fights rather than training to lose weight. Ben's done a fantastic job training him. He's in great condition now, and obviously we don't look past Otto because obviously he's here. He can, as Bob said, it can cause an upset. Anything could happen. If Otto had been fighting Ruiz 9 months ago, we may be discussing who would win that fight. Now Ruiz is world champion. Anything can happen in boxing, and Tyson's got to be top of his game, and he's got to do what I know he can do. He's the best, for me, the best heavyweight out there in the world, and I'm sure he comes through this one, and it is going to be a tough fight for him. He comes through this one, it's going to set up the big fight that Bob and I have been working very hard to deliver.
We don't want to look too far ahead, but I know that there's a lot on the line there. Frank, let me just ask you one more thing. I mean, this is a significant weekend for boxing here in North America, Mexican Independence Day weekend. Did you imagine yourself sitting up here with Tyson on this weekend even a year ago?
No, he's an honorary Mexican.
Right?
You know, he's wherever he goes, he takes over, you know that.
I do.
And it's fantastic to be there. And I'm not overlooking the fight. What I'm saying is that's what's at stake.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot at stake at this fight. You know, anything can happen in boxing. One punch can change the whole scene. There's a lot at stake. Tyson can't afford to take his eye off the ball. And you know that Otto and his team all there, you know they're coming to try and cause an upset. There's no doubt about that.
100%. And the man that's got the Otto prepared for this fight, and Joey Gamache. And Joey, what does it mean to you to be able to be up here with your fighter? Because he's been quoted as saying he wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for you. So what does it mean to you to be up here getting ready for him to take on the biggest challenge to date in Tyson Fury?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Tyson Fury is the top heavyweight out there, so when we got mentioned for this match, it's too good to turn down. Boxing's a sport of surprises, and we're looking to pull one this Saturday.
What did you see in him back in 2013 when you guys first linked up? It seemed like the chemistry was there from the get-go. What did you see in him that's got him prepared for this moment?
Well, I knew he had what it takes to become a champion. He was special, and he worked hard, dedicated, very intelligent. He had everything, and I felt like, hey, now we got to get the experience, build up, and get ourselves into that position. And Dimitri got us there, and now we're ready to take over.
Anything you've been able to tell him that you can kind of share with us in terms of your experience on the big stage to kind of get your fighter ready? I know until he walks out there and does it, nothing really prepares you, but anything that you've been able to share with him that you can tell us from your experience?
Well, working smarter, working harder, doing things right. It's not just going out there working hard, but being smart as well and doing the right thing. I've studied Fury a lot, a top guy, no question about it, but we've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. This is, everything's on the line for us, and this is what we want.
And Otto, just like you said, I mean, you've said the same thing, everything to gain and nothing to lose, but you put yourself in this position to change your life for your family and those people around you. Can you put into words what you felt when you got the call and the opportunity now to fight Tyson Fury this weekend?
Yeah, I was very happy. It dropped out of the sky, and I was very happy. I talked to Joey about it, and we were all for it. So then we got it done, and we're finally here. And it's a dream come true for me to be here. I come from a small place in Sweden, and now I'm here on the big stage, and I've been dreaming about this, and I'm ready to put it all on the line.
For those who haven't really had a chance here in the States to see you fight, there's been a couple mishaps that have prevented that in the last year from happening, but how would you kind of describe your style as a fighter for those that are looking forward to seeing you? What should they expect from you come Saturday night?
They can expect a good boxer. I'm well schooled, I got a good background, and I got good defense, good offense, good defense, and yeah, I think I have what it takes to cause an upset.
You've been sparring with the likes of Anthony Joshua, Kubrat Pulev, Big Baby Miller, just to name a few. How have those experiences, although yes, headgear and the different gloves, it is a different story, but that's still good experience for you to prepare you for Tyson Fury, yes?
Yeah, of course. I mean, sparring is just sparring, but it's the closer you can get to a fight. And I haven't been on this big stage in fights before, but I've been in sparring, and I feel like I've always done well, and I feel like I'm on this level, and I'm ready to prove it.
All right, we're looking forward to it Saturday night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ben, how you doing? Can I get a classic?
Hello.
There we go. Now we can start.
Boogie nights.
He said this is a good hairstyle over here.
Oh, Prince Charming, isn't it?
What's the best thing, Ben, about working with Tyson Fury?
Although everybody sees the showmanship and that, obviously it's all fun and games, but deep down he's a very good man and a absolute gentleman. I'd say that with good morals and a good outlook on life, and I'd say that, you know, developed although we've got many different relationships in terms of trainer, fighter, you know, I see him like a brother.
And he works pretty darn hard, doesn't
Very,
he?
very, very hard, yeah.
As the trainer, if you put the trainer hat on now, what's the scouting report on the gentleman down there to our right, Otto Wallin?
Exactly what he said, you know, he's a very, very good boxer, and obviously people, which I can understand, underestimate him and that, but, you know, it's very, very hard for me to get the fight, what he had, you know, his main test against Adrian Granit. You know, so a lot of the public haven't seen that, but if you watch that fight, you know, I think that's the best that he's been so far, and that's credit to Joey. And you know, he's a very, very good boxer. He put on a fantastic performance that night, and you know, I believe that he does belong at this level, but you know, he's world level, but Tyson's elite.
I read a couple articles after the last fight, and although obviously Tyson was more than successful on that night, he didn't quite follow the game plan to a T. Doesn't mean it wasn't a good performance, right? But you said he didn't necessarily go out there and do what I told him to do. So how do you kind of get him to key in and focus more on the corner in this fight?
Sometimes Tyson's been at this level in his experience, so sometimes I'll see something that he don't see, but you know, sometimes he'll see something I don't see, and obviously he got the job done, and you know, he made an adaptation from round 1 into round 2, which ended up finishing the fight successfully, and you know, it was you can't fault that performance.
Right, Tyson. I know that he wasn't too happy, but you had in your mind, you know what you wanted to do, and that was to make a statement in that fight, your first fight on U.S. soil, and you knew, even though he wanted you to box the first couple rounds and move around, you were going to go for the kill. How would you kind of sum up that first experience here in the U.S. and that fight against Swartz?
I thought it was a fantastic evening of entertainment from start to finish. I was here in Las Vegas for the first time. I had to put on a show. And a show it was. Sold out stadium. The buzz, the electricity in the arena on the night was amazing. The reception I got, the after party was amazing. The flight was amazing. I had a great experience here in Las Vegas. The press conferences were good. Everything was good.
Bob, when was the last time you saw an entrance like something that like Tyson Fury did? Can you remember another time with the Apollo Creed and he had the dancers and the flaming? I mean, that was something very memorable.
Apollo Creed was in a movie.
Right.
This was real life.
No, I'm saying what he did was...
The last crazy entrance that I saw was, and Frank, I think, might remember it, when Prince Ahmed came down from the ceiling, right? And the Mexican being fighting the Mexican guys are throwing the beer.
It wasn't beer. It was the same colour.
You don't know that. You don't know that for a fact.
He did, because he tasted a bit of it.
Yeah, so not since Prince Nassim, right? I know you have something special planned, but we won't let the cat out of the bag for this show. But look, with the significance of this weekend, you've embraced the Mexican culture. Yesterday at the weigh-in, you had the Lucha Librador mask, and you had the flag and everything. So how have also the Mexican fans embraced you as well?
It's been an amazing experience, you know. I've met quite a few Mexican people since I've been here, and I found every one of them loving and respectful and honourable. So I can only go on how I've been treated by everybody, and it's been a fantastic experience. You know, Jorge's welcomed us, and he's been training with us on a daily basis for the last 2 camps. It's been an amazing asset to the team. Big thank you, Jorge. Shout out.
Thank you, Ray.
Mr. Trump, tear down that wall. We need more Mexicans in this country.
Hell yeah!
You weren't there yesterday. What Bob said was after the fight, you're going to go down to the border and you'll help personally lift people up over the wall if they want to come into the United States.
Stand on Bob as a step.
That's
And reach over and grab him.
hands down. So, you know, this has to be, it seems like this is only our second fight working together, but you seem to be the happiest and in the best physical and mental shape of your career. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I feel good, I feel fit, I've trained really hard, I'm in great shape, weight's perfect, I'm injury free, feeling sharp, I feel rejuvenated, I feel ready for a good fight, you know. I don't know much about Otto at all, to be fair, and that's sometimes a good thing, because when you know everything about an opponent, it doesn't really turn me on a little bit more than it should do. But when the unknown, it's more exciting, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I don't know, I know he's good looking, blonde hair, blue eyes, just my type, I think. And tall, in shape. He's got a good manager and a good trainer, you know. I've no joy going back when he used to train with Andy Lee, who's a cousin of mine. And I know Dimitri from like 2010 at the Croc Gym. So we all have a good little long relationship here. And these boys know how I train and know how I fight. And Joey knows the family I come from, the fighting stock. So, you know, no one's under any illusions. Like Bob said, Ingemar Johansson came and he knocked out Floyd Patterson. So is Otto Wallin going to knock out El Rey Gitanos? Definitely not. Because the fact is, I don't underestimate anybody. I give everybody the ultimate respect. Even if I'm fighting a guy who's had 20 fights and lost 20, I will train for him like he's had 20 knockouts in a row, because I never fail to prepare. I trained hard for this fight, as hard as I trained for Wilder, as hard as I trained for anybody. I've not overlooked him. I've been in America for 5 weeks training. I was in Spain for 2 weeks before that, and I was at home for 2 weeks before that. I'm as strong as I've ever been. I feel very, very fit and very, very accurate. We've been working on different things in the gym. Obviously, the tallness and the southpaw, and he's a defensive fighter. That always is a challenge, but I've never met a challenger who couldn't